That's a perfect segue into this Jerry Jones picture that's been floating around.
Yes, sir.
From 1957, he was Arkansas. It looked like it was a desegregation that was going on. Mm-hmm. He's in the background, just basically overlooking the crowd.
He's in the mob. Let's use the correct terms. He's in the mob of white people.
Yeah, he's in the mob of white people. He's overlooking it. So he said that he didn't know what was going on. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about the picture because I already have my perception of Jerry Jones, and I believe that he's a racist.
Facts.
And this is all based off of how he spoke about the Kaepernick situation.
Facts.
So, and I had shout out to Shabazz. Me and Shabazz had a conversation about this morning, about a good hour conversation, and he had a basis in standing of how it can affect us as black people if we're kind of in the same position. He had his view on it. My stance is people are going to talk about Jerry Jones more in this situation based off the whole Colin Kaepernick shit. I've heard other people talk about it. They highlight the same thing. So it was like
always had like a certain viewpoint when it comes to like shit involving race.
To me, it was the Colin Kaepernick shit.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm just speaking for me.
Yeah.
So when I look at it, I'm like, bro, like I'm not surprised if he was, and if he wasn't, okay, cool, I guess. But I mean, it's not too many white people who align themselves on the right side of this.
Yeah.
Like the one lady who be going viral. I think she's like a professor. She be teaching white kids about like she's one of the rare ones, right? Mm-hmm. So there is a thing in you as a human because we say racism is taught, right? Mm-hmm. And we've seen it highlighted throughout movies, even on a lower scale of, even it may be dating or it might just be having a friend. Their family would be like, hey, don't bring them niggas over here. But they know in their mind, these is kids, kids now. That shit is not right.
Yeah, it's not right.
So there is a little bit in a kid that tells them, hey, this is not right to treat this person this way because of their skin.
Kids don't care about that shit. It happens at home. Like they're taught something.
So at some point, even when you become a teenager, I feel like right from wrong in terms of treating somebody due to the color of their skin. With that also being said, this is still 1957, and I'm gonna say this on air because I don't care. I would possibly believe that every person born around that time, especially a white person, may be a racist
in the South.
I'm confident in saying that. So, and if he's not, okay, I mean, cool. But you've already shown me things that make me believe that you may be. He got
to track history. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then when I hear people talk about how, there's former players or black people who speak highly of Jerry Jones, for number one, keyword player. Mm-hmm. Can you show me an instance where he's not benefiting from a black person to where he would speak highly of them?
Yeah, we've seen the players that speak highly.
I don't care about in respect to him because I fuck with their platform and all that. I don't care. Pac-Man saying that Jerry Jones changed his life is not changing my opinion on Jerry Jones.
Bryant said the same shit. He said
because if y'all not going out there at 1:00 on Sundays providing him a service,
you just another one. You're just another nigga.
What does that say? So no, I would expect the owner to make sure that one of the best players on his team is in line with life, so that when you come in on Thursday for practice, Friday for practice, and then Sunday for a game, you won't right.
You high performing.
You performing high. So that shit don't mean nothing to me. So I mean, in terms of the picture, I seen a lot of conversations around it. With or without the picture, it don't mean it's not changing my view.
Did you see what he said? Like he was like,
what did he say? Because I didn't even pay attention to that.
He was like, he didn't know what was going on. He honestly was scared and confused about what was going on out there. And I'm like,
it's hard pressing me to believe that.
It's like that's like, come on, brother. Like
it's 1957.
It's 1957. Y'all know. It's not like the word in y'all the street like, hey, we're gonna try to stop these niggas from getting into school. It's not like that didn't happen back then. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had other forms to communicate with each other back then. It was probably like a big ass meeting or something. Word went around y'all school what was going on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way you not out there and it's not like you was even on the side of trying to help that black person get into school. Like, you was on the opposing side.
For Jerry Jones, it's hard pressed for me to believe that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
if this was, who can I use? Steve Martin. I'll use Steve Martin. If this was Steve Martin, I would give him a little grace. Because Steve Martin hasn't showed me nothing throughout his acting career that says he don't fuck with black people.
Right.
So if it was Steve Martin, I'd be like, bro, you have to show me a little bit more of that. Because, I mean, he's just in the picture. He's over. I can't say that he don't fuck with niggas. But Jerry Jones, nah, dog. Because even the way, like, you can tell we all have senses. We have senses with a lot of things. We know when something just don't look right, don't feel right. Aside from Jerry Jones' comments, when he had to take the knee with his team the following season, that looked like a person who didn't want to do that shit.
He looked sick doing that. He looked sick. That was tearing his soul apart to do that. You could tell.
So no, dog, that's not whatever Jerry Jones had to say about the picture. I don't care, bro. My mind is already made up on you. That's where I'm at with it. My mind's made up on you.
Yeah.
So I think you only fuck with black people because you're Cowboys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if they wasn't providing a great service for the Cowboys, then I don't believe that you would care about black people.
Did you see what Stephen A. Smith said in defense of him?
No, what did he say?
He said Jerry Jones doesn't deserve what's happening to him right now. That was over 65 years ago, and I'm just like,
that was his main point. Did he say anything else?
He basically that was the main thing. He was like, he doesn't deserve this.
Well, it was the.
I mean, it's not. I don't. He's wrong for saying that for one because people have reason to feel how they feel about Jerry Jones based off of how he spoke about the Colin Kaepernick situation.
He got instances where he's like,
what other instances does Jerry have? Because I'm being honest and asking this question because I don't know.
Is the cap shit, the knee shit? Like it's just been. It's
I thought you were talking about before.
Oh no, yeah.
Because that's the only one I know of.
Yo, so it's with the Stephen A. shit, yo. It was the delivery because of course he's dramatic as fuck. So he's like, I'm just disgusted.
He said disgusted.
Yeah. He's upset. Like he led into saying like he's upset, and so it was spinning the narrative like he's leading towards standing for us, basically saying like to see this nigga this and this and that in this light. But no, only for him to spin that. You guys are really going to try to cancel Jerry Jones for a 65-year-old picture. People don't fucking forget, my nigga.
Our grandparents still alive, like
so what? It was a movie. And I think it was 42 or one of them shit. And it was like the father was like, "Get out of here, nigga. We don't want you here." Yeah. And the little kids, the white kids, just looking at his daddy, and then he turns and looks, and he's like, "Yeah, nigga. We don't want you here."
Yeah.
That's
where it's learned.
That's where it's fucking.
That's where it happens.
That's exactly in everything. And now, granted, y'all know I'm very passionate when it comes to integrating schools. My father definitely was part of the blacks that integrated the public school systems in South Carolina. But this process was happening, and Jerry Jones is standing there. This is the same shit that my father went through.
That.
Yeah. White folks are sitting here yelling at you. We don't want you here, nigga. Go back home.
Right.
You are in the mass of those crowds. We know what those crowds look like.
That's what I'm saying. I can't buy him not knowing what was going on.
Exactly. You know what's being shouted. You are right along, 15, 16-year-old brother. In those days and age, you're damn near a grown man.
That's what I'm saying.
It was kids in that picture with cigarettes in their mouth.
Come on, bro.
You know what's going on.
I can't give a white person no grace in that time period.
Facts.
For me, I can't.
Because we just know.
And I feel like I'm warranted in saying that.
I can see we had no idea what the fuck took on in the 50s and 60s. But we know. We know. Simply as that. Dogs are being sick on people. You know what I mean? People are still getting hosed. People are still protesting.
Hosed, hit with batons, all kind of shit. Like
until you give me a reason to believe it, then I carry you how I carry you, like I always say. But with Jerry Jones, I mean, ever since that whole Colin Kaepernick shit, bro, but I say this about a lot of owners. A lot of owners are smart too. Like you could be a racist and smart. Mm-hmm. You can get through your whole life and not displaying no racism. Mm-hmm. That don't mean you don't fuck with niggas. Mm-hmm. I don't have no factual evidence to point at certain owners, and I never had facts with Jerry Richardson. I just had stories from my grandfather. And I don't believe my grandfather would lie about it. Yeah. But this is before he got accused of the long list of things, and then eventually had to sell a team to David Tepper. Yeah. It's no different from Rob Sarver. Yeah. So how many owners are probably like that? They just haven't been exposed.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I mean, you think Donald Sterling would probably still be an NBA owner
if he was smarter.
If that conversation was never recorded.
It never came out.
You see what I'm saying? But these are the conversations that are being had in their personal lives. You see what I'm saying?
You got to think all the owners. My bad. Go ahead, finish. Drew.
This is the shit that gets me because we know this man's a racist. Like I mean, you can look at Jerry Jones and just the persona, his body language of everything.
He
when
oozes racist.
it just gives it to me. You know what I mean? Like 100%. But it's pause. But it's like it's evident that whatever we do, we're supposed to be forgetting slavery. We're supposed to forget all this history of what.
Turn other cheek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is it that we have to turn a cheek on this man who clearly is standing 10 toes down and trying to stop blacks from integrating public school systems?
Where his list of accomplishments that he need to do to show us that he's not really racist?
Where's the sit down?
What is he gonna go sit down with Farrakhan or one of our prominent like black people?
And
I think he should have did that back then. I think he should have did it 2016.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like where his
so that's what I'm saying. The picture to me is like you're not telling me nothing new, bro. Because I felt like all the owners should have had sensitivity training around that whole Colin Kaepernick shit.
When I think about
all of them, even if you didn't agree.
When I think about all the owners, I always think about that. Y'all remember when the John Gruden shit went down and it was like that those
email shit.
Those emails it could damage the whole league. Remember what they were saying all that shit?
I want to know what owners.
I want to know. I want to know what was said in them emails, man.
Yeah,
I always want to know what was said in them emails.
Because his side was the only one that got exposed.
His side but he was speaking to everybody in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like this is an NFL coach. Like he's speaking to everybody. So I want to know what was said in them emails.
It would be hard pressed for me to believe that a lot of these owners who are 80 plus, 70 plus, that they don't have no track of racism in their past, whether it be through words or actions. Because you can be a racist and not say nothing racism, but you could display it through your business practices.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for me to believe that at that age, if you're 80 something years now, you came up in that time. I mean, post 19, what is it? Because I mean, please don't get this fucked up. You can still be taught racism in 2022 because it just follows. But I'm going to give somebody who was born 19, probably 70, 80, and upwards a little bit more grace than somebody born 42 because of the time. That just is what it is. It's the facts. Like, the times was just different. So if you're around that time and you're a white person, I think you didn't like niggas.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just don't. Yeah. I don't believe in then. But I do see a lot of people talking about just the context of that was kind of Shabazz stance, and me and him, we agree to disagree on that topic, but we came to
the context of what though?
He's talking about the picture. He's talking about the picture. He's saying that there's nothing that points to him being a racist in the picture. There's no words. There's no this. But his biggest point was speaking of how that makes us look in terms of it happening to us, because his thing is like, if this happens to a white person, it happens to us 10 times worse. Basically saying he was having a sense of using an example like if there was a picture that came up of a black person, a known successful black person come out during a Black Panther rally or something like that, and it comes out and they're trying to cancel him for it. We're not going to go for it. You see what I'm saying? So his biggest thing was, we have to be careful in terms of how we do it because it can happen to us. My stance was
disagree with Shabazz.
My stance on that was like, dog, to me, that whole shit don't even matter, because regardless of the fact, they're gonna do what they want to do regardless. Whether we're in a picture with a black, like, it don't matter to me. Like, he used me as an example in terms, I was like, man, they can say whatever they want. I mean, I'm gonna stand up for me regardless. So if I'm in a picture and some shit is happening that I don't align myself with, I'm gonna just say, oh, I didn't know what the fuck was going on with that.
I can't get with the Black Panther point because the Black Panthers was on the right side of this shit. We just wanted to be treated as fair human beings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, having a picture of you at a desegregation rally, like you're clearly against racial unity. You know what I'm saying? Like that's racial shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I agree to disagree with the OG on that one. But yeah.
I agree to disagree on that too. But I mean, the whole conversation I felt like trickled down to his past. That's why I think a lot of people are having a conversation as well, because what's the first thing a lot of people say? Oh, I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised. Like I said, that's why I use Steve Martin as an example. If you show me a white person that doesn't get, like we said, like Carson Wentz, right? Mm-hmm. Carson Wentz ain't shown me nothing that makes me say, oh, he don't fuck with niggas. So I might give him grace. But Jerry Jones, no. That's why when you go to court, you have first-time offenders and you have repeat offenders. Yeah. So the punishment or the perception is going to get
career
exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna look at you different based off your track record. It's different. It's different. Like I just don't know. Yeah. I'm sorry. And how many times are this happening? Like with the whole Mark Wahlberg shit. Mm-hmm. Like if he had a one-off offense as a teenager, I might give him a little grace. I might. But these are multiple things. That was a multiple occurrence, even as a teen. I don't care. So to me, my mind is made up on dog. I would move cautious around Mark Wahlberg. I would. Based off of his hate crimes that he committed as a teenager. Yes, as a teenager. Yes, as a teenager. Because I'd known white dudes who grew up bad, who's on drugs, whatever the case may be. They was just on drugs. That don't mean they hated niggas. Yeah. And you can't compare black people like growing up and us fighting white people and you have hate crimes for a reason. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is not running that talking about black people can beat up on white people and call them crackers and I said, bro, that's not a hate crime.
When did that happen?
That's not a hate crime.
When that happened? No, when that happened? They said that we just go randomly beat up white people. That's what they're saying?
No, they're saying that it would be times where you grow up the neighborhood shit. White person come through a black neighborhood, they know not to come through there. Black person go through a white neighborhood, they know not to come through there. Seen that happen, so my whole thing is like this. I mean, it is what it is. They can say I didn't see it, whatever the case may be. If that's what they want to stand on, cool. My whole thing is you can't compare the two. Because we can't be racist towards white people. We can't have a dislike for them. We can't be racist towards them. And my whole thing is, and white people know this, and if white people listen to the podcast, this is your first time knowing this, I do move cautious around white people. That don't mean I want to see harm towards white people. That don't mean I seek out, any harmful acts towards white people. I just move cautious around y'all due to how things was done to not only me, but my people.
Right.
I've experienced racism from white people. I haven't experienced racism from Asians or any other people. That don't mean I wouldn't move cautious around them neither. But my senses are heightened more around white people.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm right for feeling that way.
Yeah, you gotta protect yourself.
I gotta protect. That's like if I have a snake pit that's on the left side of my house, that snake pit might not fuck with me for 365 days. But that 366th day, he might be feeling some type of way. Might have caught me slipping because I got my head down, my headphones in. I'm not paying attention.
This nigga think this shit sweet. Let's go.
This nigga think this shit sweet today. That's how you gotta move with people. So with us and our people, I give us more grace in the feelings aspect in terms of how we assess racism. I'm not saying that everything should be based off 100% feelings because you do have to have a somewhat of a balance, but you just can't alleviate the feelings aspect because it's fair. Yeah. It's warranted. So with the whole Jerry Jones shit, is like, man, to me the picture ain't moving me, bro. My mind is already made up on Jerry Jones.
To me, that feeling is the intuition. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your body, your soul telling you something for a reason. Like, hey, like this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Especially with race relations, because like you said, like we got a whole history to show like what can happen when shit go left. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like Jerry Jones is a product of knowing how to move.
Yeah, of course.
That's how I feel. Like he might not have nothing during his tenure as a Cowboy owner. He might not have nothing. But that just tells me he knows how to hide it well.
Yeah.
That's all that tells me.
I mean, it's a lot of them.
So respectfully, I don't care what Michael Irvin has to say about Jerry Jones, Emmitt Smith, Pac-Man Jones, none of y'all, because y'all providing the service for that man.
Y'all provided a service, and y'all were compensated for them services. He played a role with y'all. When he was at the desegregation rally, that was like the real him. You know what I'm saying? He was with his people. They were standing for something. You understand?
I didn't pay no attention. I didn't even see the clip of what he said, but I'm not surprised that was his response. What else he supposed to say in 2022? What else he supposed to say? Yeah, I was with that shit. Like, honestly, is he gonna give it up like that?
I was confused and scared. Honestly, I didn't know what was going on. Okay, man.
I didn't know he was gonna hit the confused shit. I thought he would just left it at I didn't know what was going on.
Okay.
I didn't know he was gonna hit the scared shit.
Yeah, he was kind of scared. He didn't know what was going on. He was kind of confused.
Who put that picture out anyway?
I don't know where the picture came from.
See, confusing. All right. If I'm confused and I'm lost and I don't know what the fuck's going on, and a mass crowd of people shouting and yelling and shit, I don't go towards it.
Yeah.
Just common sense.
He's in the mix.
15, 16 years old, bruv. You know better.
He's in the mix.
So what are you talking about? Nigga, you knew exactly what was taking place. You saw black. You saw whitey.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way in hell back then you don't know what's going on, bro.
I'm not buying it.
No.
Not buying it. And again, I know, like, I'm going to stand on this shit forever. Like, the people who were in those crowds, you might as well put on a white sheet and with your cross and burn crosses, bro. Like, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? Because you're showing me exactly, like, what is the problem with a black person wanting to get the same opportunity to get an education?
Let me ask you, where's the line in being able to change in terms of being taught racism? What age and what line is that?
As soon as you're able to speak, I feel
it's the kid. Being that kids, you know, once a kid getting like them early teens going up, like it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you might can help them like right before they hit preteen ages and shit like that, but once they done get, you gotta think, especially now, you know, with these phones and shit. Like once they done get, let's
just put it up. Let's say they get to 18, 20 years old.
It's too late.
So you don't think they could change?
That's gonna be up to them to change.
Yeah.
Do you think that really got to be a conscious effort on their part?
Now, do you feel like it's their fault?
18.
18, you picking a side.
18, you picking a side. 18, you definitely picking a side.
Because you do feel like they do know right from wrong.
Oh, 18, yeah, you know, as far as racial shit go, yeah.
That's how I agree.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is a line, but at the same time too, it's like
that's why I say like
where racism is different. I can't compare racism to other things because it's like I talked about it on the podcast before. It's kind of like the religion aspect of you being born into a religion. That's all you know. But being taught hate, I feel like there is some, because if there are other white people who realize, like I brought up the lady, I can't think of her name, but we all seen her go viral on Instagram and Twitter and shit. If she's able to realize that at a young age, I feel like I don't know what the age can be. There has to be something in you at a certain time that makes you say, regardless of how racist your family may be. Because like I said, we've seen it in movies, TV shows, and shit like that of those things with white families. But that one person in the white family is just different. Mm-hmm. They don't align themselves with hating black people at all. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them have either picked a side due to fear or, you know what, I've been taught this shit and this is all I know. Yeah, I hate y'all motherfuckers too.
Yeah.
So, but I do feel like there is something in you as a kid around that 10, 11, 12, maybe even 7, 8 years, maybe even younger, that tells you this shit here ain't right. I can't go to every white person and do a deeper now. I'm not a doctor. Right. I'm just saying I don't know where the line is of giving them grace in terms of I was taught racism, I'm different now. Is that possible for a white person to be taught racism and they could change?
Yes, because it's your choice. And that's the thing. When you're able to recognize it, that means your brain's able to process it. So if I say, damn, like this week I don't want to drink. You know what I mean? That's a personal choice that I made in my head. And if I'm able to verbalize it and say it, I'm able to change. I'm able to process it. You see what I mean? Some people can't process shit. Some people can't understand shit. But if you're able to recognize this is wrong, as humans, we're capable of changing. We see this shit. You get in relationships, niggas change. You get out of relationships, niggas change. It just happens. We're fucking human. But every human is able to recognize right from right and wrong is wrong. Just that simple from the beginning of time. Back to your question of at what age do I feel like age? I would say 10 tops. Yeah, because by 10, this kid is reading, writing, and articulating, feeding for themselves, fitting for themselves.
They had peak sponge level,
Facts.
like, you know what
Facts.
I'm saying?
But all throughout this time, from I would say 2 to 3, because that's the most important time of educating your child. This is when your child is soaking in the most. This is when they're articulating everything that you're saying. So if you're saying "motherfuck this bitch," your child will learn "motherfuck this bitch."
But he don't think nothing.
Just a matter of, just like that video I seen on the reel, because Shabazz actually sent me this video. I don't know how old this baby was, but the baby was calling her mom a bitch.
But he don't even know that.
No, this is a little girl. And it's like, why? That's not like, but the mom wasn't even correct. They laughing
about it and thinking it's funny.
Yeah.
That shit's not funny.
It's not funny.
She needs to unlearn that language very quickly.
Because she don't even know.
She thinking it's cool to call somebody a bitch.
Yeah.
Can't be no older than 3-4 years old. Can't be.
Young as hell.
But go ahead.
But that's what I'm saying, though. And even then, so now you're talking, this child is verbalizing. Because this is the thing. When you start to realize your child is repeating everything that you're saying, this is when you sit there and you educate them the most.
Because here's my thing. They're going to school at 15, 14, 16. I'm pretty sure a teacher has recognized that. You telling me a teacher, all these teachers throughout history have not even checked that? Because I know the students have. A teacher hasn't even checked that in terms of, like, what you saying. So it can't be the parent having still that much influence on the child, because you're with your teacher more than you are with your parents throughout the week.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But it's also the influences of others. You see what I'm saying? Because we know that when you go to school, kids have an impact on other kids, definitely. You know what I mean? And you looking up to somebody who's older, you see somebody else doing something crazy. I mean, we all have older OGs that we looked up to growing up. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say I did everything to the T of those people, but there are certain things that they instilled in me that I still do today. You know what I mean?
To me, it has to be a reoccurrence too, because I could probably maybe give a white person some grace if they display racism at 15, 16, 17. If it was a one-time thing, they was taught it, they didn't know it was wrong. Okay, cool. But if you're lining these acts up, because to me, I feel like you know better. Because it's no different. Again, I was having a conversation with Shabazz. He was like, yeah, when I was younger, I took money out my mom's purse at 8 years old. I knew what I was doing. So, and I was like, so stop right there. You knew at 8 years old taking money out your mom's purse was wrong. You knew that, but you chose to do it anyway.
There you go.
So if you have somebody like Mark Wahlberg who is lining up hate crimes, right, at 16, 17, regardless of his upbringing, I felt like, because I don't know the man personally, I feel like he knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
And throughout his career, can I point to anything that he's done in his career? No, I can't. But you know what that also tells me? He might have known how to fucking maneuver around black people, because he's predominantly known in black culture. Yeah. He started out as a rapper, correct? That's black shit. Yeah. So that tells me,
Marky Mark,
I know how to move. I got to move differently around these people. Like I said, I don't know the man. Black people, he got black friends, whatever the case may be, cool. My mind is made up on dude.
Yeah. And I stand on this shit.
But the age factor, you have to ask that question.
But also, Mark Wahlberg being brought up in Boston, you know how I feel about Boston in general. No disrespect to your teams, Mo, but they don't fuck with niggas, bruv. Like, they just don't. You know what I mean? Like, we know that Boston's a crazy place for black people.
And that's crazy. I said this before on the show. It's crazy how you like all the teams in that area except the Hurricanes. I always found that funny. That's wild. My dog was a UConn fan of Boston. Oh, other side?
There you go.
Oh, okay. Boston, UConn. I just found that fun. But that is that area that is known for that shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. At 17, 18, yeah, you're doing a lot of shit with your buddies. Yes, y'all feel a lot of ways about a lot of people of certain races. I'm sure of it. But, I mean, you're in the trenches of Boston that hates niggas.
I feel like when I was in high school, you knew racism was wrong.
Yeah. I remember.
If you're in high school, you're 14 to 18.
Yeah.
I feel like you know what racism is, bro.
They teach us that.
But see, this is the thing. All right, so just look in the South now. Let's just say Charleston. I went to high school with white kids. I mean, middle school with white kids. All right.
Okay.
It's cool, fine. We got the high school in the West Ashley. Now niggas are in Dixie Pride.
Yeah.
Confederate flags flying.
Yeah.
All of that shit.
At West Ashley?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to
Hell
Dixie
yeah.
Pride shit before
Hell yeah.
too.
See what I'm
But see,
saying?
that's the thing with the Dixie Pride shit. I mean to cut you off. Like, I didn't really understand the significance of the Confederate flag back then yet. And I had African American studies, but we didn't
Deep dive into the
We
shit.
didn't deep dive into that. I had that too.
yet. We didn't
Yeah.
deep dive. I didn't learn about.
And that was just an elective.
Yeah, but see, I always knew to take African American studies though, so it was almost to where I was getting out of high school when I was like really learning about the Confederate, like what that mean when they be wearing it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like what they standing for. And then like I was thinking back, like some of the kids that I would see wearing it, like they honestly weren't racist. Like they just was wearing it because they seen their parents wearing that shit.
But not even. I won't even say it was their parents, because why didn't you wear this shit in middle school? Why
Yeah.
didn't you wear this in elementary
Yeah.
school? You got to high school, you made the choice. See what I'm saying? Now you're hanging out with all the people with the big trucks. You was with the niggas
Yeah,
last year.
yeah,
You see
yeah.
what
I
I'm saying?
seen
See,
that.
that's different.
I seen that.
That right now,
I
if you
seen
carried out
too.
that same behavior, elementary, middle, that's different.
I seen that.
But that's what I'm saying. The influence of others. It ain't the teachers.
It's
At
the
that
influence
point.
of others.
See what I'm
Want to
saying?
belong to something.
Facts.
Yeah.
And that's just it. There's people who, like I said, dog, I've seen them around nothing but black people, Air Force Ones,
Yeah.
with the uniform. Now we got these dingy ass boots, and we got fucking Wrangler jeans and Dixie Pride sweaters.
So it is on the person to look at themselves and change that
choices,
shit.
bruv.
That's how I feel, because I
You
said,
right, that's a good
because I
point.
told them, I said, bro, listen, I grew up as a kid and I seen other kids who just didn't want to, they was rebellious. He said he was rebellious. So if you're rebellious, I seen rebellious kids that, you know what, regardless of what the teachers say, their parents say, that kid is going to do what I seen a lot of them. They're going to do what the fuck they want to do regardless. So I can't use the racism is taught. Yes, true, it is. But at a certain age, you have to come to your senses and realize, bro, this shit is not right.
Yeah.
And I'm
some of them
choosing to
that.
do certain acts, bro.
Some of them do that, and then they deal with their own, shit within their own, communities from that. Like some of them do come to a realization, like, hey, this shit not right, and then they get excommunicated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and just because you're a racist don't make you a dummy.
Yeah.
A lot of racists are smart.
Yeah,
so that means, what does that mean? You got plenty of racists who probably get throughout life and you don't know that they won.
True.
Because you know why? They got things to protect. So that don't mean, like, Jerry Jones could be very well one of the people that I'm speaking of. His makeup could be different. Now, I don't have multiple things to point to in terms of, I know I could point to that to be like, you know what? Yeah, you might not fuck with niggas, bro.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that whole shit really, and guess what? You have some owners who ain't never said nothing till this day about that shit.
Yeah. Now what if?
So I can't accuse them, and at the same time, I can't be like, you know what? Like it's they just chose not to say nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they can't exactly, like, they good people. So but you have some who's spoken out against that shit.
Yeah.
That's why I said it boils down to the person. So with Jerry Jones in this picture, I can't give him really no grace versus if it was somebody else. Like if it was if it was Jay Reinsdorf, I haven't heard of nothing that Jerry Reinsdorf has did anything towards black people. So if it was him, and Jerry's 80-something years old. But to me, I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Any white person in their 80s right now, I kind of believe that you might not have fuck with black people.
Yeah.
I can't factually
They
say it.
They done been around some shit, or they done seen some shit. Like,
But if it was Jerry Reinsdorf, I'll probably give Jerry some grace. And I'm not saying that because it's my team. Like, it could be any other owner.
Yeah.
Being that the fact it was Jerry Jones, that's why I had the reservation that I have.
Yeah. And that's why I don't get why this should even be a conversation.
I don't know why. Look at Jay Richardson, the former owner of the Panthers. This is factual shit that we could point to, and this is from since he been an owner up until 2016, that he was displaying inappropriate sexual acts, racism towards that. Like, this is all in line, but my grandfather put me on game about him before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you 80 plus, bro. You an 80 plus year old white person. So the only white people that I think might not have that much of it in them are the ones born probably post 1980.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. 'Cause their parents still came through that racism time.
Yeah.
you gotta think a lot of them still got hit too.
Yeah. But see, and like you said, Mike, if Jerry, I think if niggas didn't realize the shit with the Kaepernick shit and open their fucking eyes at that point,
That's what I'm saying.
you would never.
That's
you
what
would
did it
never,
for me.
Yeah, you would never see this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're still looking at that white and gold dress thinking it's purple. Like, like yo, like I'm sorry, you're fucking lost.
What
bro.
was the final color for that shit
It's
anyway?
fucking white and gold, bro.
That shit white and gold, man. I never saw purple or blue.
I did kind of see blue and black. I ain't gonna lie, but I get it. It's the lighting. The lighting.
Depending on how you look at it, I would probably shoot you something on that. But if you just looking at that shit straight up natural light, that shit is white and gold.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, but if y'all want to sit here and bounce around and give him grace and say like, yo, bro, your point. Now I'm looking at this shit like, okay, now
Give me a black person who wasn't a player for Jerry Jones.
Give me-
That's what I want.
give me the black person in that motherfucking picture to tell us what the fuck was going on in that motherfucking situation.
Can we find that person?
That's what I want.
Some of them probably still alive. I'm pretty
A
sure.
lot of them still
A
alive.
lot of them. A lot of them.
These are our great grandparents. Like they still here.
And I can't. And when it comes
And we
out,
talking about 1957. Shit, my grandfather was 15.
my daddy was born in 50, bruv.
My grandfather born same year as Jerry Jones, 1942. They both 80. Matter of fact, I'll call him after the pod and ask him what he think about it.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, come on. You just not there just because you confused about what's going on.
But
bro.
I believe black people have the right to reserve that. Some they can feel how they want to feel about certain white people in terms of their track record and off the year they was born.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that you got to flat out accuse them, but I have a right to believe that Jerry Jones might be a racist,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah, Stephen A. did a lot on that.
He did a lot of.
Yeah, the
a
disgusting
lot.
shit is out of pocket.
Yeah,
It's out of pocket.
Like to act like you, like, but
You don't know him.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He was, it was the way that he was trying to spin it. Like I'm just so disgraced to how this and this, and y'all really going. And then he switched and said, "Y'all really going to try to cancel Jerry Jones, bitch? Yes, we will cancel this motherfucker.
Yeah. And we
You should
gonna
too.
get you too.
How do y'all feel about people that say that if you a fan of the Cowboys, you shouldn't support the team because of Jerry Jones or any owner at that?
Well, I think in 2020,
If it was Jim Irsay, how would you feel?
well, I fuck that nigga. Y'all know I don't fuck with that nigga anyways. But I mean, this
Just in terms of support of your
But
team.
yeah, I would be a Green Bay fan.
You would switch teams?
Fuck yeah. I'm not standing for this shit, bro. I'm just not. Like if it came out that Jim Irsay is just out here wilding, bro, I'm calm on the coast.
Yeah.
I'm calm. Because why do I need to continue to support this team that don't support my people? Why continue to buy merchandise and wear this fucking horseshoe across my chest if this doesn't support my people?
And that's why when the whole Jerry Richardson shit came out, because had he not sold that team, it would be hard pressed for me to give them ticket sales.
Yeah.
I can't be truthfully honest and say I probably wouldn't watch another Panthers game. I probably would be telling a lie. Because I do love the Panthers. Like when I came up as a fan, I didn't know shit about Jerry Richardson.
Right.
I love the team. You see what I'm saying? So I can't.
That'd
I'm
be the
not
hard
gonna
shit,
be disingenuous to say I probably wouldn't watch. I'm not that standing on no high morale ground like that. I probably would still be watching Panthers games because I fuck with the team.
Because remember this shit happened with Danny Ainge. I was like, man, I might fall back from the Celtics, bro. Y'all was like, man, chill out, man. Like they gonna.
I thought you
Ainge
was kind of capping, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah,
but,
like
but
I
you,
was
but-
kind of like on some. Hey, I ain't know. I ain't like how that shit came out, bro.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
on some
yeah.
real shit. Like I don't like that shit.
But
bro. Like,
I
Because
just
it's a
feel like.
representation, though. Like it's like granted.
But
like,
he sold the team, so to me, it was like we got a new owner
Yeah.
now. So
yeah, and I feel that.
Yeah.
But see, like for me, like
you couldn't even watch the Colts no
I
more.
can't, dog. I can't. Like honestly,
I
like,
respect it.
If I'm walking, if I'm flying the flags on my car, so if a nigga walk up to me and ask me why the fuck you got this shit, what am I gonna say? Oh, it's been my team since I got my it's been my team since my first starter jacket. Yeah. But as a man, as a black man, and knowing this man
you just talk
represents
about that, you
hatred.
black first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I don't like. Granted, I'm a fan of the game. I played the game. I love the game.
Yeah.
But motherfuck the morals, bro.
Yeah.
When it comes to
Sports,
this shit,
sports shouldn't hold that much.
yeah,
weight.
nah,
Like,
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I would stand for my people always,
yeah.
always, because this team shit would come and go. It can come. These niggas come and go.
It don't matter at the end of the day.
It don't.
It don't.
It makes me money, and it's just something a good
Yeah,
conversation.
entertainment. It's
That's it.
entertainment at the end of the day.
That's
yeah.
it. Other than that, this shit right here, just sitting down chopping this shit up. This real
This-
life.
this-
So
There's
even
ways
if,
more.
even
Yeah.
if some shit was to come out like Rob Sarver, right? You would even be a fan no more.
Nah, I'm calm.
I'd fall back from the team. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't watch another basketball.
Like even
game.
if he sold the team, got a new owner, and you was just completely fall back. Because I know some people who have still remained Commanders fans throughout a lot of this shit. Are they wrong? Are they wrong in
Redskins, even down to Commanders and all, even with the
Well, we know that there's a bunch of Washington fans in Charleston.
Yeah.
But I'm asking, are they wrong for still being fans of the team even throughout all this shit?
Well, yeah, honestly, yeah. Yeah, I mean, to me, for me, speaking for myself, real life shit is bigger than the sports shit. You know what I mean? And if somebody's going to show me their hand, again, I know you got this draw 4 over here. Let me go ahead and reverse this shit to Mike so that you hit that nigga with that draw 4 and not me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can see what's in your hand. I can't be naive to this shit.
That team was the Redskins for decades.
Decades, bro.
You know
and and they've been fighting for this name to be removed.
I didn't know.
Decades.
I didn't know how deep like it was. It really used to be like Native Americans at the games protesting. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know that like growing up. Like I didn't know that.
Yes.
Like this was a thing. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like
I do know fans of the Commanders who stand strong on kind of like your basis, but it's different because Jim Mercer ain't got no shit that day. But their whole thing is like, bro, I fuck with my team. I don't fuck with Daniel Snyder.
Yeah,
they never liked Daniel Snyder at the gate. So these are fans that might be like 38, pushing 40. Like they never liked them just because of that. The shit that happened heightened it, but they still support their team.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking, like, can you not fuck with the owner and still fuck with your team? Yeah. Because if you I will say this. If you buying tickets, you buying merch to go to their games, I mean, essentially you are putting money in their pocket. So 100%. Can you just like, I don't know, just watch the game?
That's an interesting conversation because like
I feel like that's a question that got to be asked.
Even with the Cowboys, it's like that's a legacy team. So it's like a lot of people, even in our age group, like they Cowboys fans is because they parents Cowboys fans.
Of course, uncles.
They was raised in them houses where it's like, hey, one side of the house Cowboys, other side of the house Redskins or Commanders or whatever. So it's like, it's hard for them to be like, yo, like I just can't do that because they fans of these teams for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like they was brought up into this shit. So.
And I know niggas who Cowboys fans. I got friends who I haven't asked them about it
right.
Because I feel like what? At the end of the day, I know them as a person. I don't feel like their moral like their moral compass is compromised if they still support the Cowboys because essentially, like I know them niggas and I know where they heart. I know they don't really fuck with Jerry, but they love their team.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody probably not even trying to have that conversation because like man,
I
already get sports.
But they're gonna get hit with the hey, this your man's type shit. Yeah.
But a lot of people, sports is just a release, man. Like they not even trying to get into all that other shit. Like they just watch it because that's their release. Like that's it, and they don't the political side of it.
I'll say as much as this: if Jay Richardson would have still been the owner, it would be hard pressed for me to be at a game.
Yeah,
like actually get them tickets, actually buy merch. I would be. Like I said earlier, I'm not gonna fake the funk. I probably still would have been watching Panthers games, but actually like giving them money. Cause y'all already know me. I ain't go a game for a couple years because it's just of the performance.
Right.
I'll get a lot of y'all not getting none of my bread for y'all putting this type of product on the field. But with that, it's like I couldn't see myself actually buying tickets knowing that and being in that building knowing that he's still an owner.
Yeah.
Because it was immediate when it happened. Like, when it came out, it was like, oh, shit, he's selling the team. We got Tepper now. So, like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it ain't really been no layover.
It was no layover with the shit. But it's just like, even, like, if you a Suns fan, like, with the whole Rob Sarver shit. Because PayPal made they stance.
Mm-hmm.
PayPal said, hey, if he's still an owner, we're not fucking with y'all.
And it's interesting that PayPal did that because Elon Musk has a lot of ownership in PayPal. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I know you about to say he owned them motherfucker. I'm like, God damn.
No, he do got a lot of say so on PayPal though for sure. But
so do you feel like that was? So I guess with PayPal, the money didn't mean nothing to them.
It don't. It don't. I think that was more of a PR move for them. But I mean, convinced if they did that.
But see, that's the thing, and we continue to see this shit, bro. When you hit these niggas in the pocket. It forces niggas to change.
It forces the change quickly. It does.
You know what I'm saying? We saw the shit with fucking the bus service as blacks. We boycotted the bus service.
Right.
And what happened? We got our fucking rights for the bus. You know what I mean? Like, just the little shit, like simple stuff like that to trickle back so far to move forward to today. And it's still the same concept. You hit these niggas in the pocket, it forces change. Is niggas hit Jerry Jones, but they're not. He's beloved in America. It's America's team. Everybody loves. That's the thing. Like to sweep this shit under the rug.
Built a brand on it being that.
Yes,
so,
the American team.
Yeah,
it's tough. What is Dallas without Jerry Jones? Do you know what I'm saying?
We should got Jordan on this episode to talk about this shit. To be honest, because he loves Dallas, and I would have loved to get his opinion on the whole shit. Because regardless, he gonna fuck with the Cowboys. I already know that. That's why I say I know some people who Cowboys fans, but they fuck with their team. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to present that question because a lot of people might have the stance like Drew has, like, nah, bro, like I can't.
Yeah, and I mean, and people might say that
I ain't gonna hold you though, bro. Like, it probably would take me some years to transition my love for another team. I'm being honest, like it would take me some time. It would take me time to look on Sundays, root for. Let me throw a team out there, the Titans.
Yeah.
It would take me years to transition my love from the Panthers to the Titans, bro.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
I mean, I fuck with Green Bay, so that's why I watch all Green Bay games anyways. Of course, my best friend.
Yeah, like you basically Green Bay by default.
Facts. Yeah. So it's like that's an easy transition for me, but it's still one of those things. Like I'm not too emotionally driven by this NFL shit because I'm just
talking about the fan aspect. Yeah.
But just I mean, people might say, yo, I might be too emotional to say fuck this shit, but for me and my morals, it speaks higher than this football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
of course.
Again, if you're going to impress my people, I can't fuck with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you showed me your colors, brother. I would never root for a Dallas fan or a Dallas game. I hope they lose the rest of their season. I hope they never win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. I never liked their ass.
On the strength of Jerry Jones. It ain't nothing against Zeke. It ain't nothing against Dak. It's your fucking owner.
Now, see, this is crazy because me and my mom talked about this because she's a lifelong Cowboys fan.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
I was about to ask you that too.
And her thing is, she still liked the team because she done. It's the time aspect for her. Like, damn, she done been here this whole time. It's like. She has other teams that she does watch and other players that she do like in the league. But her whole thing is like she can't fully support because she got Cowboys jerseys. So she was like she's not wearing them until something happened with Jerry Jones. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like the amount of time that she put in is going to be it's kind of hard for her to be like, I'm not a Cowboys fan no more.
Yeah, that's understandable. Though, if you line up 10 people, 8 of them probably Dallas fans.
Especially here.
Like those are we got primary colors. Yeah. You got prime Washington, Pittsburgh, Dallas.
Yeah, them
the fourth is 49ers.
Them the 4 major teams in Charleston, bro. They have clubs dedicated to them teams.
I think those are the 4 main teams amongst black people, period.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 49ers and Cowboys top 2.
Got to be, because it's like they just have so much, success, and then just those are the marquee teams, bro. If you line up 10 people, those out of the 10, those would probably be the most. You'd be hard pressed to find another one, but They deep. It's deep, and like I said, my mind is made up on Jerry Jones. Me personally,
yeah,
my mind made up, and that was just based off the whole Colin Kaepernick.
Like, when I had the
shit.
conversation with my mom, she was like, it was the Colin Kaepernick shit for her. She was like, man, that really put a sour taste
That's
in
what
my
I'm
mouth.
saying.
Like,
the picture shouldn't really be
the picture. I haven't spoken to her about the picture yet. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had a chance to really. We talked this week, but I haven't really talked to her about the picture shit.
But the people that I've spoken to so far about this whole picture, they go back to that. They be like, Mike, I ain't surprised. The Colin Kaepernick shit.
The Kaepernick shit put a real sour taste.
Yeah, they put a sour
taste
in people's mouth.
She was like, that shit wasn't right. Like, that shit wasn't right. Like, she really started like kind of falling back then. So it's like, I don't know. That shit crazy, man.
Stephen A. out of pocket for that shit,
he
bro.
Was
I would have to go back and see it now and actually see what he said, because that shit is just. It don't make no sense. For it to be, people have a right to have the reservations they have about Jerry Jones. That's just based off of him. It ain't because of nobody else. Because of him.
Y'all trying to cancel Jerry Jones? I was like, bro, what?
But here's the thing, though. When they talk about getting canceled, right? At the end of the day, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Jerry Jones ain't. I mean, well, first of all. He ain't on no Rob Sarv type time or none of that, so he ain't gonna get to a point where they gonna have to sell his team, because for one, he's too deep. He's not super enough to do that. Yeah. But at the same time, too, that whole situation, like your mom said, that put a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth, bro. Yeah. That was the only dude. But to me, that's probably about 90% of the owners.
Oh, for sure.
Probably about 90% of y'all feel that way.
For sure.
Because if we get to a point now where there's going to come a point in time, because time does go on, that, a lot of them are going to be out of here soon. That just is what it is due to the age. So you might have a new wave of white people who don't align themselves with their beliefs. Will it always be here? In my opinion, yeah. But I think that the bulk of them is getting weeded out. Yeah. Because you got to think, 57. All right, so let's think about the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They're in their prime as adults, impacting most of the shit. They're starting to weed their way out. So that's why I say that the only ones that I can really is the millennials, probably. Millennials and Z.
So you think we'll get to a point where we do have
it would be, what's after Z? What's the generation after Z? It would have to be the generation after Z.
So we coming to a point where we might have more progressive, like, team owners coming up soon, or?
Oh, hell no. This is progressive team owners wouldn't be until.
That's what I'm saying.
The owners would be.
That gotta be like.
Millennials is Z.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So when we're in our 70s and 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's still gonna be a while.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
And then for it to be like a complete, we're probably talking generation after, maybe one or two after this Gen Z. Yeah. So like my nephew, he was born 2015. So what generation is that? He's part of Z?
That gotta be Z.
So he's part of Z, the generation after him.
Yeah. Well, my daughter, that'd be the same thing. My daughter's 24.
So after their generation. But I think it would you'll probably see maybe a big shift with them.
I wouldn't argue that.
But when we're in our 70s and 80s becoming owners of teams, a lot of that's still going to be in there. But I think it started with us as far as a transition, maybe. We would just have to wait and see, but it's no time soon, bro.
That's the thing.
Because you got to think the owners who 70, 80 now, they passing that on to their kids.
Yeah.
And so that's our parents' generation.
The people who got the teens now, those are family businesses. Like those not.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the Bus family. You know what I'm saying? Like them shit not going nowhere. The Kraft family. When Robert passed, it's not about to be a confusion.
And that's what I'm saying. Over. But how many of them have the moral compass like the Bus family?
Yeah.
Who don't got no history of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
small. Yeah. It's small. It's very small.